Muted.
There.
There you go. Okay.
Okay. Hi, guys.
Are we live?
Are we live? We should be live.
I think we're live. Cool.
So really quick before we get going on this, Sandy isn't feeling super hot right now. In the health way, not in the attractiveness way. So I am running things right now right into the ground. So I am going to apologize. Thank you, Suey, for making me feel like an idiot. Thank you.
You're going to do great. You're going to do fantastic.
So I apologize. I have never been the one to do the tech side of this, but Sandy might not be staying with us for very long today. So I am in charge and doing my best.
You're going to do awesome. I'm sorry I have a migraine headache. It's going to be better if you do it than if I do it. Hi, everyone. I'm Sandy.
And I am Chloe, and this is Word Stitch. So I am Chloe Alice Balkin, and I am a paranormal romance writer. I am.
Oh, what just happened?
Oh, for heaven's sake! I'm not muted because I'm an idiot.
No, that was me not muted. Sorry.
We'll get better.
Yeah.
I apologize.
No, this is not you. This is me.
Rough days. We've had a lot of good days lately, so we're entitled to a rough day. Anyways, yeah, I'm a paranormal romance writer. I write shifter stuff and I write demon stuff, and I write really weird sex stuff. Not in the fact that the sex is really weird, but just like what the hell is happening in the plot is the weirdness that I write, because that's who I am as a person. How about you, Sandy?
I think you should take this over more often. Like, I think you should definitely be the person who runs the Go Live often.
I think that even though you are here, because I am in charge, I am drunken rambling.
Yeah, it's fantastic, actually.
I don't know if that's true, but that's okay.
It's fine. Thank you for doing that.
Will you introduce yourself? Are you okay, or are you gonna like and
out? I don't know. I think I can handle like 5 minutes at a time, and then I'm gonna go sit in like a dark room and think about my story or not. Yeah, I didn't turn on any of the lights in here because that seemed like an unnecessary migraine trigger. Yeah.
What are you not working on today?
The Lizzie Dupree story. I was like a mess last week. I was all excited to be productive today, and then I like woke up with a migraine headache, and I've been fighting it all day long because it's dreary and horrible outside. Mm-hmm. And there was a little, probably too much red wine in my house.
You probably just got a whole bunch of snow, right?
No, but that would explain why I feel so miserable. Am I supposed to be getting snow?
Snow in Atlanta.
You just got snow in Atlanta?
2 days ago? 3 days ago?
Oh, the weather's a mess right now.
So hello, Haley, and hello, Devin.
Hey, guys.
Thanks for joining me today. And also, Sandy, survived this.
Chloe, what are you working on today? Are you still working on the Eloise thing?
I have 2 scenes left. So I am hopefully going to be finishing this today.
Great. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Finish it. And we have an actual, so like our topic today, our resource topic, I really didn't want to miss it. It's like, I have to survive this because I am just dying that much to talk about like the Chicago Manual of Style or something. I don't know. I'm a very weird person.
Do you still want to do our topic for today?
Yeah, let's do it. Otherwise, what will we talk about?
I didn't even know if you were going to be here until 10 minutes ago.
Sorry.
So based on the conversation that I had last night in D.L. Stewart's stream, I decided that we should talk about resources today. I believe we were both harshing pretty hard on craft books. But yeah, so we're going to discuss some resources that we do or do not like today. But the good news for Sandy is it is 5 after. So we are going to do our first sprint now. So Sandy can step away and get a little bit of a break and hopefully rally in 10 minutes. So we will see you guys in 10 minutes at quarter after. Okay, we're back. My computer's just doing confusing things on its own, which is nice because I am confused, and my computer is also confused now.
I think you're doing a great job.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
Sure.
Were you able to get any sort of anything done? It's okay if you didn't, I understand.
I revised like one sentence.
That is one sentence that was not revised before we went on that break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should switch us to the dual screen thingy.
Oh God, I am so sorry.
Don't be sorry.
I'll figure it out eventually.
Perfect. So should we talk about resources? I was gonna make a list. And that didn't happen.
Right. And
but
then that happened and everything shut down.
Yeah, but I still pulled out a bunch of stuff. So everybody
else is being productive though. We've got some homework getting done and we got chapters that were divided out from an outline. I said that all backwards and that's okay because
awesome.
I'm in that like weird dead panic thing that I get into. This is like public speaking for me, and I don't know why it makes any difference. I don't know what's going on. So resources. So again, we were talking last night about craft books and whether they work or not, and they were not my jam at all. How do you feel about specifically writing craft books?
I think
like Save the Cat is a good example of one, but any sort of here's how you write a novel.
Yeah, I agree with you. Mostly, like I have a decent number of craft books that I've never actually opened, and I did go. So the novel writing intensive that I went to with Stephen James was really damn good, and it was all craft, and he like has a book that's sort of all about the same stuff that we did at the novel writing intensive. So admittedly, like every time I open the book, I'm like, oh, I've already seen this, but it was helpful when I saw it the first time. Yeah. So that's the only one where I've ever felt like
as being a nice reference though from like remember what was said during that.
And I should note that it wasn't helpful from a beginner perspective. It was helpful from like oh, that's the thing that's going wrong perspective, if that makes sense.
Yeah. No, I'm really glad that you started with this. Because of course, like resources, when we say resources, a lot of times you just go specifically to books and websites, but there are all kinds of, like you said, you went to a seminar. There's all kinds of conventions, and even I'm in Atlanta, so I do Dragon Con every year, and they always have writing panels there. I will say that they are less useful for me now than when I was a beginner. And that's partially because there's another like track that I could pay extra to do. They do have intensives there that are really expensive, but there's all kinds of stuff for writers at Dragon Con that I haven't looked into the pay stuff yet. But I'm glad that you started with that because that is a kind of an outside the box. Resource.
I mean, like a lot of people, the Stephen King book on writing is supposed to be amazing. Every time I've read part of it, I've liked it, but I don't know. I find like I get so much more help from just writing. Do you know what I mean? Like like as far as craft goes, I think practice is probably better than like reading, right? Like read novels, practice writing them, and your craft will improve. Man.
Yeah. I'm going to say Sandy has heard this talk from me many times, and she probably knows exactly what I'm about to say because she has a bit of an issue with this. Read your genre.
I don't have an issue with it. It's great advice. I have a time crunch.
No. You don't actually like. You struggle to read the genre.
Oh, I nothing
have an issue with the advice, but with actually doing it.
Yeah. No, I'm not good at following rules. Although I have been better this year. I have read multiple romance novels and multiple YAs, and I've been reading YA for forever. But yeah, no, that's totally true. Okay, so there is. So I think the one book I did really like that was a craft book. Um, Anne Lamott writes this book called Bird by Bird. I have a migraine headache, and that is why I cannot finish that thought right now. But I
Also, your
think,
dog is losing her shit.
yeah, that's probably part of why I have this damn migraine headache. Yeah, okay. Bird by Bird, Anne Lamott. It's inspirational. Here, I'll mute myself so Chloe can add to this
No,
discussion.
it's okay. It's
Oh,
it's
really?
really not even that loud.
It's loud for me.
Okay. Yeah. So Sandy's gonna attempt to mute her dog. I don't know how that's gonna work because I've never been able to mute these assholes. There's another one. But yeah, so it's funny is that I was the one who proposed that Sandy and I talk about this today. And then when she said she wasn't going to be able to make it, I said, well, I'm not going to prepare for it. What I actually did prepare for was this will be funny. I got my 2003 Guinness World Records book. It was a Christmas present, and I would assume 2003. But I was like, I'll just read random stuff from that because I don't know what I'm doing. But for the next break, I will actually have some resources. Oh my God, I actually do have one. Okay. So this is real crazy. But for me, like, I don't really need a lot of like how to write resources, but I do need a lot of like grammar resources. Because especially like things like commas, those rules are really difficult to remember sometimes when you get into weird stuff. I'm sorry, again, I didn't have everything prepared for this.
Sorry.
So it became more complicated. So I have a degree in English. So I've got a whole lot of books like this. English grammar principles and facts. It helps. And because I do have a degree in this crap, I can actually read this thing pretty easily. But it's really hard to find stuff in it. And it's really hard to just like learn a rule and remember it forever. So like, this is the weirdest resource ever. But one of my many jobs along the way was a test prep instructor for college entrance tests. And these books are actually really amazing at teaching you grammar in a way that is easy to understand because it's written at a high school level. And it really does. Like, this is the stuff that trips you up. It's the stuff that's going to be on the SAT or ACT. This is an ACT that I'm holding up because, again, I had that like 10 seconds to find this while I was in the middle of talking to you. Those books, those test prep books, teach a ton of grammar rules. Especially they are super heavy on punctuation, which is something that a lot of people struggle with, but also things like split infinitives and like those really weird words, the rules that people miss a bunch, but like they're throwing these on these college tests and they're deliberately tricking you. So they're giving you the trickiest sentences and they're teaching you how to do it. So also these books are always available at Goodwill. I used to teach this, so this would have been one from that, I'm sure. But these books are always available for super cheap, even though they're actually really expensive books because they go out of date every like 2 years, I think.
But grammar doesn't go out of date every 2 years.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like those books.
That's amazing. That's a great tip.
From like 5 years ago. I don't know. It's been a while since I did that. But yeah, so that is my really weird resource that I recommend to people.
I have
also,
a really
enjoy taking tests and want to know how you do on your ACT. Incredibly, last time I tested, I still got a 34. I'm almost 40 years old. It's incredible.
I have a complimentary resource that's much more expensive, but maybe we can talk about it after the next thing.
Yes, because it is time. Don't mind the way that I am lurking around now on my screen. I have a button covered. Okay, so this sprint is going to be for 25 minutes. We are going to write until 10 of. So this will be a nice, good, big sprint that'll warm us up for our 1K 30 minutes that we'll do at the top of the hour. So good luck, everybody, and we will see you at 10 of.
Are we back?
Yes.
We're back. Great.
Yeah.
So during that time, my dog barked at my garage door and like freaked me out and made me think there might be somebody in there, which then led to like arming the security system. That's what I got done over the last.
But it was just your dog doing dog stuff, I take it.
I don't. She doesn't usually bark at the back door. Like usually she barks out the windows.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm gonna assume that like if there's somebody in the garage, that my dog scared them off. I mean, that little 10-pound thing is useful in some.
I mean, little dogs sound terrifying.
Oh yeah.
And I feel like if I was a criminal, I would hear it and be like, I know that's a fucking chihuahua, but man, I don't want to mess with a fucking chihuahua. Like, yeah, like I think I just wouldn't. And like, that's not even a joke. Like, I feel like if I was going to break into a house and then I heard a dog barking, I'd be like, I don't even, no, not worth it.
We think our dog has prevented at least 2 break-ins over the years. Like we had a Chicago apartment building one year, like bunches of the apartments were broken into, but not ours. And like Malcolm came home and there were still cops there. And they were like, yeah, there's this dog that just like keeps barking. we're sure that apartment wasn't broken into. I think that's my dog.
So I also had pet interference from the other one. He seems pretty cozy right there for now. Once Dad comes upstairs, he'll realize that it's food time. But yeah, so I also had a bit of interference from his sister. I did get some words done. I still haven't finished that scene though, so I don't think I'm going to finish this novel during our broadcast, but that's okay.
It's okay.
Other people have also been unsuccessful. Haley also got nothing done. Understandable. It's that time of day. And yeah, we messed up wolves and turned them into chihuahuas, and they hate us. If you let's see if I know how to do this. Did I do that? Yay, I did it. I made magic. I guess for anybody who missed the intro today, if you're wondering why we're backwards or just why everything is kind of messed up today, I am running things for the first time because Sandy isn't feeling well. So she might not be staying the entire time, and because of it, I don't know what I'm doing. So I am doing my best, and I apologize if I like leave a timer running or anything like that. But yeah, we did little dogs dirty by breeding them out of wolves and into that right there. And then, okay, so we had some editing done. I am hopefully going to be doing editing on Wednesday. Tomorrow should be my victory day off, and we'll see how that goes. Also, during that break, after I kicked the other cat out, I glanced at the ACT book that I pulled out, and I opened it right up to the illogical comparisons page, which is one of my favorite broken rules. That's when you say like my hand is bigger than my sister, when you should actually be saying my hand is bigger than my sister's hand, or just my hand is bigger than my sister's. People mess that up constantly. That's a really basic sentence where it's obvious what's been done wrong, but like there was an example in that book that like the captain of this team is better than that team. And that happens constantly where like you're missing. Yeah. So yeah, that's one of those little rules that test prep books are great for.
So I do have a resource that I think is sort of along the same lines. It is significantly more expensive. It is this Chicago Manual of Style. This is mostly for fiction writers, and I know some of you might be like nonfiction writers. If you're nonfiction writers, I think most people use MLA or is it APA? I don't know.
Yeah.
One of the other ones. But, you know, like a lot of us kind of grow up in some particular style, like, you know, rule book. Like for me as a lawyer, that was Blue Book, which is its own crazy set of things. But this is what the fiction writers use. And it's like kind of massive, but really super helpful. And it also has like the punctuation rules and such in it, but like gets really specific things like, do you put a space like before and after an ellipses, or like what formal titles are capitalized and what words deserve hyphens and stuff like that. So I felt like after the first time I argued with a copy editor that it was like a really good idea to have a copy of my own style manual.
I absolutely agree with that. And I don't care which style guide you use, as long as you are consistent with it. My counter to that one, though, and this one, of course, I have no idea which guide it is based off of, because, again, I was terribly unprepared for this. But I have this book, Grammatically Correct, and it is actually like it's following one of the style guides. I don't remember which one it is. But this one actually, like, it breaks it down into easily usable chunks. I have found that with style guides, like the actual great big, the great big guides, like the one that you pulled up, like the official guides for it, it can be hard to find the information that you need, and can also be hard to figure out why that rule is what it is. So I have found that this book is really good at explaining why that rule is what it is and how to identify when to use it, in whatever situation it is. But this one also, this particular book, definitely, like, it's for writers, but it can get a little confusing because some of it is like, it's not for fiction necessarily. And I think that can be an issue with it. So Key Clavis said, however, the illogical comparison rule often gets broken for flow because the comparison entities are obvious due to context, even if the words used are less precise. That is a valid point, but there are there's a really simple way to avoid it most of the time. Like the example that I gave, all it needed was an apostrophe S, where my hand is bigger than my sister. You just needed my sister's, and hand is implied there. You don't need to say my sister's hand. You just need to say sisters as opposed to sister, and then hand is implied with it. I feel like, and this could be the fact that I am a bit pedantic with the rules. Not like I am absolutely one for, like, breaking rules for style purposes. But I have found that I see a lot more laziness with writing with like this sort of thing. And then like, I'm forgetting the term now, but when like, things in a list are not comparable. Do you know what I'm talking about, Sandy? Oh, you're muted. You're muted, Sandy.
Dog. This is
there,
dog.
You are unmuted.
No, and the answer is no. I do not know the name of it.
Parallel construction. I just needed you to say that you didn't know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Right. But yeah, so with parallel construction, I see this messed up constantly. And like, there's a point where there's like, you don't need to mess up your construction. Parallel construction is when you've got a list of 3 things, but they're not interchangeable in their grammatic sense. Like, it's like going to the park and walk the dog. They're not grammatically parallel.
Isn't it like tomorrow I'm going to the park, I'm swimming with my friends, and also
that is a very common example of it. Yes.
But because like I'm going, I'm swimming,
and also take a hike.
Yeah, right.
And you should be saying taking a hike.
Right.
And I see that error constantly now. So anyways, it is 6:00 though. I'm going to get off of this grammar train and finish this dang story. Maybe I'll finish this scene and go from there. So we're going to write for the next 30 minutes. If I could find, oh my God, I wish I hadn't arranged my screen how I did, so I didn't have to keep doing that. There we go. Okay, so we will see you guys at 1:30.
Okay.
We're back. Almost.
I'm
There.
back.
One day I'll get these windows fixed and then I won't have to like duck all around to find the buttons. I just have my camera like right there. So I'm looking at the camera when I'm looking at you. And yeah, it's covering buttons. How'd you do? How are you feeling? You look like you are not feeling well.
Yeah, I'm not feeling well.
Not to say crap or anything, but
I at least I think I read through sort of near to the end of a scene that I'm having a hard time with. So it wasn't worthless time. Maybe I'll do better tomorrow. What about you?
Again, I'm really amazed that you even got on today.
I hate
because I would have given up. And when you told me that you didn't think you were going to be able to make it today, literally the only reason why I was like, I am going to do this damn thing today is because I got to finish this damn book. And I am on the last scene now. So cross your fingers for me.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I'm on the last scene. I'm almost done with this stupid thing.
Great.
So we beat the grammar book to death.
Yeah, but there are other resources. I've got a few others.
Yeah, what other resources do you have?
So I think we've established that craft books aren't our favorites.
Right.
And our grammar books, we have go-tos. I think the other thing that a writer needs is motivation books. So the Stephen Pressfield book, The War of Art, is like the best thing. It's an amazing audiobook. Like you can listen to it in a couple hours, and he's basically like a no BS book that where like Stephen Pressfield says, look, any problem that you're having is your own damn fault. Get off your butt and start writing.
I am very much, that is very much where I am as well. Mm-hmm. So I'm glad that he's saying it. And for me, it's coming from that perspective of like, I've got a whole other damn job that I kind of hate my other job. Although I might be going to another store. I might be going back to Chris. Nobody else knows who I'm talking about. But Sandy, you know who I'm talking about. Yeah. I might be returning to Chris. Yeah, this is very much a second job for me. And like, if it was a job where I was punching a time card, I wouldn't be able to say, oh, I'm having a personal day, So yeah, it is what it is. And like, obviously, like you have a sick day today, and a sick day is a sick day, but
but there's only so many sick days you can handle. And I mean, at some point you become your own worst enemy. So like Pressfield sort of labels every obstacle that like is in your way, like your family member that doesn't feel like you writing today, or your trivia night that you've got to go to when really you need to get like a scene done, or like your family party that's like so exciting, or the TV show that you want, like basically your fear of failure, like anything that could prevent you from writing is resistance. And the only way to overcome it is sit down in that chair and start writing, or stand. I have a standing desk right now, but start writing. So I think that's really, really good and important.
So that's your motivation.
That's one of them. I've got a couple.
You got a few of them. I've never done the motivational thing. I don't know. I don't know. It's never been my jam.
This is funny. So Devin brought up the other one I was going to bring up.
Oh, okay. Then Devin, you don't need to answer that question if you don't want to, because Sandy's going to.
Yeah,
no. Get like more of a story before I posted it up there.
I loved so Devin brought up Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert. That is my other favorite. Well, one of my favorite motivation books, because she's also very like no BS, but in like more of a, I don't know, like the world will bring you the things that you need if you like bring yourself to it kind of way. So isn't
there like a general motivational book that was kind of like a cult following?
Yes, there was one.
Is that The Secret? Am I naming the right book?
It was called The Secret. Elizabeth Gilbert is much more practical, but
I'm not. That was absolutely not like, I haven't read it, so that was in no way an opinion of hers. I just remember that being a thing before.
I mean, to a certain extent, she sort of says like we as writers tend to think like we can't write until the muse comes to us, and And she sort of says, like, forget that. Like, if you're not inviting the muse into your space, she's not going to show up. So, like, again, kind of along the Stephen Pressfield lines, like, get in front of your computer, start writing, and like trust that the magic will come to you if you. It's Field of Dreams. That's what it is.
I was absolutely thinking that as well. But then I was like, I feel kind of like an ass for saying The Secret. So I'm going to feel like a great big ass for saying, if you build it, they will come.
It's totally Field of Dreams. Yes, it is.
And I mean, I feel like those like motivational lines have never done anything to me or for me, but I get the value of it, and I get why. I mean, Sandy, you know this from like talking to me privately, that like, I don't know, I just have like a mindset that's very outside the norm on stuff. So like we were talking before about how like I don't have any sort of like imposter syndrome or anything like that.
For weird reasons. Yeah.
Well, right. So like I'm very much outside the norm for like needing this sort of thing. Like I'm not trashing on anybody when I say I don't need it. I get why other people need it. But I do think that that's a really powerful mindset, even though like it doesn't do anything to me. I think it's very powerful to have that in your brain to say, you know, if I do this, it will succeed. I just might like, you know, there's kind of that open-endedness with it that like, if you don't succeed initially, you need to work more on it, but like it will eventually pay off. And I think it's really good to like get yourself into the mindset. Yeah.
I suppose this is true, right? Because like I'm probably the like stereotypical optimist, and you're like the stereotypical pessimist. So like between the two of us, like I'm the one more likely to be like, if you build it, they will come. so Elizabeth Gilbert appeals to me, as does Stephen Pressfield. But I think, but I think in terms of like practicality, the message is the same. Like either way, you would totally agree with both of them that like if you're not working on it every day, nothing's going to happen.
Absolutely. The war of art is 100% where my mindset is. Like, it's a job. It's just another job. I feel like that also makes it a lot easier for me when people, you know, a lot of people go off on tangents about how they're not going to write to market because you can't tell me what to do. And like, what I want is what I'm going to do. And then also like there's that, and then there's all the people who crap on romance because they don't consider it to be a thoughtful genre. They consider it too easy. I'm here to make money.
I agree.
And I'm here to make money doing something that I love. But like, no matter what I'm writing, I love writing. So I'm absolutely like, I can write YA. It would be a struggle for me to write it to market, but I can physically do it. I'm sure that like if I got into like beat sheets and stuff like that, I could probably write the other genres. I'm absolutely capable of writing literary fiction, but I want to make money. And I enjoy writing romance, and romance is a cash cow.
Yeah. You know, I'm trying to think, is there any book about that's sort of like that? Oh, here's one. I've got a book for you. Jeff Goins, Real Artists Don't Starve. He is so good because he basically like says that premise. It's like artists, we have this tendency to be like, oh, my art is so precious to me, so therefore I must only do what my heart desires. And then if you like can't get paid for what your heart desires, then you like blame it on your art. And he's like, this is ridiculous. No famous artist in history has made it this. Like, did Michelangelo not get paid for the Sistine Chapel? No, that is not how that went. Like, you know, a real artist is always looking for a patron, a source of money, like a mentor who can really help. And if they got to do, I mean, and I think romance is far more valid than people think. But if they have to write a pulp fiction, they do it. They do it so that they have the money to write what they want later on, and they know that you're not going to get better by like sitting around doing just your own stuff.
Notion. There are a lot of authors, like a lot of traditional, very famous authors who did get their starts in romance because that was what paid the bills. I might be wrong about was it one of the big horror writers? I don't know if it was Stephen King or Dean Koontz or which one it was, but I know one of the big horror writers. We all know that Anne Rice did because Anne Rice writes porn in everything she does, whether it's porn or horror. But one of the men, one of the big, my final reference is very banal, so we'll save that to the very end. But Sandy, you have another resource that you use, and that's beat sheets.
Oh, yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I do. I think they're really super helpful, particularly for genres like romance. I have not done like a mystery or like a crime thing, but I think whenever you have a genre where like the audience is expecting certain things, and especially if, say, you're the kind of person who hasn't had time to read like 50 romance novels this year, it's really useful to like take a look at what like a collective mind thinks are the beats and then try to write it. So I'm not good at writing traditional romance, but I feel like my stories end up passing because I'm at least trying to write to a beat sheet. And that's it. Those are amazing resources. Really good for plantsers too. Chloe does not use beat sheets.
No, I tried once and I didn't like it.
She thinks it's because she doesn't like beats, but it's because she naturally writes to beats. I mean, I think there are people who can do that, right? But if you're not that person and you just need a little, let's say you just need like an outline to follow, that's what I find them super helpful for. I think that in addition to the other things I just said, when you have a beat sheet, it's like you have a generic outline written for you. Yeah. And so you have a really good sense of like how many words each scene has to be and what you've got to accomplish in each scene. And I think those are good. Jamie Gold, by the way, is the one who has fantastic beat sheets. Let me see if I can find her website. Jamie Gold beat sheets.
So while she's pulling it up, so as I said before, normally my resources are very banal. Wikipedia. So the big thing that I guess you would consider to be a writer's resource, I mean, I guess it is kind of the ultimate writer's resource, is the thesaurus. I'm on thesauruses all the time. But in addition to like just like the regular thesaurus that you can pull up online, or like I've got one right there. There's also the website powerthesaurus.org. And this one I really like because it doesn't just give you the direct synonyms, but it also gives you related words, and it gives a really big field of related words. So it's really good if you're like trying to come up with a name or like an aspect to something that is kind of, you're struggling to get that right word because you know that the right word exists and you can only figure out things that are kind of adjacent to it. So like I just put in the word strong, and Power Thesaurus gave me over 5,000 hits on words that were similar to strong. Strong's like a big one, but like there's like words like stationary on here, and then words like settled and invariable. Force is on here. So and like I absolutely have come up with character names this way. Like I wanted them to be a certain wanted their name to represent a trait, but I obviously didn't want to like name the character Strength. So I absolutely recommend Power Thesaurus if you're just trying to come up with a word and you don't necessarily know like the exact word that you're trying to pinpoint. You're just looking for a whole list of words to get an idea. But it is 46 after, which means I am slightly late on our final sprint. Our final sprint is 10 minutes. So we will see you guys at 4 of the hour. Good luck.
And we're back.
I finished.
Nice work.
It's done.
Nice job. So when do I get to read it?
I mean, it's still pretty broken.
3 weeks.
So, oh no, it should be before that.
Okay.
I should. So I'm taking tomorrow off, because it's trivia night and everything, anyways. And then I'm off on Wednesday, and I think on Wednesday I'm going to do some little side projects. I might actually get Magical Cave of Glowing Wonder set up finally to go wide with it.
Nice.
And then Thursday I will start edits.
Excellent. That's my dog in the background again. I'm really excited to read this one.
And then, I mean, I should have something fairly, like, I know basically what all of the problems are. I don't think I'm going to change anything, like, from where I've got it now. Like, what I want it to be now, I don't think is going to change any. So I'll probably have, I mean, if you want like a fairly raw chunk of it, then I can get it to you within the week.
No, give me like a decently polished version so that like I can actually be helpful correcting whatever.
To do a full edit first.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'm still really excited.
Yeah, you're looking at 2.5 weeks.
Okay.
Probably.
I can live with that. That's all right. I have 2.5 weeks worth of all kinds of stuff I need to get done. So
yeah.
And I made it to the end of this. Now I am and reheat leftovers for my husband.
We did the crock pot for the first time this week.
Oh.
I will report back to you on how the tortellini and fake sausage turned out.
Oh, that's really good.
Yeah, it looked really good. I don't know, Kim put it together. I'll let you know. But anyway, so it is almost 7:00. So that means it is the end of our program. Obviously, it is dinner time for both of us. Sandy, would you like to give an outro here? Everybody else does intros and outros, so we need to get better at this.
Oh, we need to do an outro? What's it, like a motivational outro?
No. Like, this is me, and here's my sales pitch, or here's what I need from people right now. So I am Chloe Alice Balkin, and I am the writer of a whole bunch of half-finished series that are all over Amazon, and one of them is Wide, and that is Talia. I just finished my novel tonight, so in probably about 3 weeks' time, I will have it out to ARC readers. But this was an Easter Demon for LOBs. If you are interested in reading the first book in the series, A Christmas Demon for Clara, if you scroll down, my info is down there on how to be an ARC reader. And if you sign up to be an ARC reader, you will get a copy of that.
Okay, all right, I can do this.
Yeah, I'm getting better at it slowly.
Yeah,
I interrupted Stewie's outro to be like, oh, I forgot I do also host streams. Wait, I did have something useful to put in here. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Okay. I'm Sandy Vasher. I also write under the name Wesley Ash, but I guess if you're interested in my writing right now, I do have Yes, I think it could be called my first. My epic YA sci-fi fantasy book is coming out on May 5th, and I am currently recruiting ARC readers. So if you go to my website, which is sandyvasher.com, there is actually a button.
We'll add that stuff to the bottom of the stream, too, for anybody who watches it in the future. I just didn't know Sandy was going to be here tonight.
Yeah, also, I don't think I added that the other day. Oh, my stuff? Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. We can do it next week.
Yeah.
Clearly, I'm not capable of paying attention if you sign up to be an ARC reader right now, but, Google me. It'll be fun.
Yeah. All right. So you guys all have a great night, and happy writing to you. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, God, where's that button? Oh, no, I did it. I borked the ending. Okay, bye, everybody. Is there a confirm button?